Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Life Uncorked and this installment of Aging Like a Fine Wine, where we talk to ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Today, I have Tod Hallman with us. He's a celebrity stylist, fashion show producer, a content creator, and chair of the West Hollywood Public Safety Commission, among just a few things. Welcome, Todd.
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you for welcoming me, and I'm thrilled to be here with you. You know, I love and adore you, so I'm very excited.
Oh, you're sweet. Tell us a little bit about you and how you ended up here and doing what you're doing now at this time in your life.
Well, long story short, when I was younger, I was a professional dancer. I danced with a company in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh is very cultured with arts. There are a lot of different dance companies. I went to Point Park College, CMU, Carnegie Mellon is there. So there's a lot going on in Pittsburgh. And the company I danced with, I was lucky enough to dance with Bill T. Jones and his partner Arnie Zane. But at 24, I was burnt out. Like
Before?
at 24, I was burnt out. For 9 to 10 hours a day, people yell and scream at you and tell you how awful you are, only to make you better. That's dance. And I met someone that was moving to LA. We kind of hit it off. Only knew him for 7 days, and I followed him to Los Angeles. However, that was the mid 80s, and LA was strictly TV and film. There was no live theater here, but there were music videos. So I went to a couple of music video auditions, but it wasn't my tribe. So I kind of stepped back. I ended up in retail, ended up in entertainment PR, which taught me a lot about this town, Hollywood, and how we interact with celebrities. I was an assistant, and I said to my boss one day, one of us must go, or one of us is going to die. And I said, I've worked in retail. I know a little bit about fashion. I'd love to explore this. So he connected me with a stylist. I went in as her assistant. I'd never done it before, but I figured, how difficult can this be?
You're daring. You're willing to
Oh,
jump out
yeah.
there and try new things. I love
And I
that.
was also at that age where I was like, I need to do the next thing.
Mhm.
And our very first photo shoot, I'll never forget, it was with Angie Everhart, and we were shooting the cover of FHM, the men's magazine. It was a big production, and she was like one of the supermodel girls. And as soon as she hit that seamless, she was on. And I was like, oh my God, this is it.
So you're here now and you've had an amazing career. You're on to new and different things. What inspires you right now?
God, that's a good question because the industry, a lot changed with the pandemic. And, I went through a period where I was teaching at FITM, the Fashion Institute. And with everything, I tried to share with them and prepare them for the fashion industry. I gained so much knowledge from them because, my students were 19 to
Right.
23,
Yeah.
and they had a different perspective on the world. They did things differently. And I found all of it fascinating. I learned so much from my students. So
Wow.
now my new project I'm working on, I have a young 30-year-old digital content producer, and I'm learning from him. And he's learning from me as he prepares to do a big launch for his fashion collection.
Do you think that at our age, and we're in our 60s,
Mhm.
being open to that and welcoming and embracing learning from younger people, I feel like it keeps me young. I want to be around youth and learn new things. I don't necessarily want to be stuck in the past, even though I know there's certain areas I just don't get. It motivates me. Does that move you?
Oh, yeah, I agree. And, here's the reality. Life moves forward,
Mhm.
and things change. Each generation brings something different to the table. And with Joseph leading me through this project, I've learned how to understand, the metrics, how to post, how to do my hashtags. So it's been a great learning experience, and my numbers are growing. My metrics, like my impressions of people that I reach, she's like, this is insane. It's unheard of.
So, real quick, while you're talking about Instagram, where can our community find you on Instagram,
Oh, sure.
your handles?
Well, it is called Dashingly Todd, and it's TOD, one D only. My mother did it. I had nothing to do with it. Underscore official.
Todd, how do you want to be remembered?
Oh, wow. I work every day to be the man my mother raised me to be. Some days I do better than others. I am very civically involved, again, chair of public safety for the city of West Hollywood. I am our East Side neighborhood watch captain. None of these things I pursued. They just kind of came to me. But I am my mother's son. I like people. I like talking to people. I like helping people. And I don't have kids. I always say I don't really like them, even though jokingly I'm really good with kids. And when I taught, the irony is I come from a family of teachers. And my mother asked me, she and her friends all went to Bowie State Teachers College in Maryland. And she said, do you want to go? I'm like, no, I'm off to be a thespian. So for it to go full circle and for me to teach, and I was so incredibly nervous. I was like, I don't know how to write a syllabus. I know how to dance. I know fashion. But when I found my rhythm, I found I loved it. So I would just like to give back with the knowledge and gifts that I've been blessed with.
I think that you impact people from the point that you come from, and that can only be a positive thing. And I think clearly, I mean, you've shared stories in the past about your experience at FITM, and your impact is profound. And I think that's why because you had that foundation.
So, but I still am in touch with a lot of my students. A lot of them are doing very, very well. And they're like, we listened to what you said, Mr. Hallman. So that's a very nice thing.
I have to ask you because this is Life Uncorked after all. What's your favorite wine?
I do love a rosé.
I remember having fabulous wines with you at the V Wine Bar.
I'm
Fun.
not big on dessert or sweet wines. That's not
Huh?
really, yeah. I prefer port, if it gets to that point.
Nice, rich.
Yes.
What's next for you, Mr. Hallman?
Well, I am very excited about Dashingly Todd on Instagram. And
I am too. I'm just going to tell y'all out there, follow. It is the funnest site, and you will learn so much and have fun watching it.
oh, thank you. And, you follow, my regular, we call it a civilian page, but Dashingly Todd is all style and fashion. And it allows me to do what I do well and share.
Beautiful.
And it's also, I learned because I used to blog and I am competitive with myself, and I would get press releases, and I'm like, oh my God, this collection just dropped. I've got a blog about it. I'm going to get it up first. And sometimes I would post before a lot of major outlets posted, and I'd be like, yes, I beat them to it. So it's kind of the same thing on Instagram. And what I love with Instagram, I see works of designers from all around the world, and get to see what they're doing. And I save, their pages. So if I'm ever doing a client or a music video or a special project, I'm like, oh, this designer would be perfect. I can reach out to them. So yeah, I love the world of Instagram and also sharing things with people because, there's so much out there, but I'm not done.
By
And
any stretch. That's
yeah, oh, there's still
obvious.
so much I want to do. So I'm enjoying this, juncture and, just trying to hold on to the face. And
Well, thank you again, and we will keep our eyes on Dashingly Todd on Instagram and for everything wonderful that's coming for you.
well, thank you. And it's so great, Mel, to chat with you. I know I don't get to see you that much, but the next time you're in LA, please let's go to V Wine and have a good time.
Absolutely. That would be great. All right, y'all. Till next time, take care, drink some good wine, and ciao.